everybody, what's up, what's going on? By the way, I'm Emily. Why do I always dance like this? Hello everybody, what's up, what's going on? By the way, I'm Emily May, and today I'm reminiscing. Apologies for the way that I look. I could not be bothered doing my hair this morning, so it's just gonna sort of sit here doing its own thing. I'm here to talk to you today about 10 things that I miss about living in Korea. This is only from my experience, not like all the things that everybody should enjoy, things that most of you will enjoy if ever you go there. I know that this is a popular video, so it's just gonna get buried, but oh well, whatever. We're here today to have a little chat about it. That's what we're gonna do. It's for my own amusement and to make myself sad about what I miss about being there. That's all. So I have a little list of 10 things that I miss about living in Korea. They're in no particular order, so we're just gonna get straight into it. The first one, a very stereotypical one that most people miss when they go there, is the food. And I'm not just gonna be like, yay, tteokbokki, kimchi. Okay, both of those are not really great foods, you know. As much as they're really popular and hyped up, they're not my first choice in a meal. The barbecue, however, that is hyped to where it should be. Do I think that samgyeopsal should be the most sought after meat, the one that everybody like sings about, like if you go to Korea you have to eat this one? No, I don't. Okay, there's cuts of meat that I much prefer to that one. However, there are lots of other things that I really miss. I miss being able to go out and get a big bowl full of like rice and tasty meat and other stuff in there, you know, some kind of bout is what I'm referring to, for like £2, 2 British pounds, okay? Like, you cannot get that here. You can, maybe, if it's like a ready meal that you make at home, but if you want somebody else to make it for you, in England, big no-no. Never gonna find it. What is up with my hair? I've got like what looks like a bald patch here. Oh, that's not a look. Whatever, we're dealing with it. So the food, do I include snacks in that? Probably not. But the food, man, the food, I just miss it. Because while you can get Korean food over here, would you rather pay, you know, like 2 British pounds for it over there for something really delicious, genuine, authentic and nice? Or would you have kind of like a watered down, blander version that you find in a Korean restaurant over here for £8? I know which I'd rather have. Not only the food, but like the price of it. The price of it is delicious in itself. Okay, thing I miss number 2. I think I need a better name for them. Thing 2? No. Anyways, the second thing that I miss is the people. And I don't mean like the people in the streets being all like nicey nice to you, like the locals being like, ooh, a pretty foreigner, let's be nice to her. No, I'm from the north of England, everybody's dead nice here anyway. I mean, my people. Like, my boyfriend, my hedgehog, my friends who live there. Things like that, you know, I miss them. I really do, especially my boyfriend the hedgehog. And I mean, I know the hedgehog's not a person, but you know, that's my baby. How can I not miss him? The third thing that I miss is shopping, aesthetics, clothes and makeup. I grouped all of them into one kind of thing. Because let's be honest, this shirt, I don't know if you can see it, pin myself against the wall. This shirt, look at it. I mean, where would you find, I mean, I don't really know what this means either, okay? I don't know what this even says. But where would you find a shirt like this in England? You know, like a little cropped, tight, high-necked, pretty coloured thing? You wouldn't. The hat, fair enough, yeah, I got that from Topshop. Had that shipped over whilst I was there from my lovely mum. But this, like, you're just not gonna find it here, are you? They're just not common to find things like this. And maybe you could. But it wouldn't be for like £7, because that's what I bought it for. You know, the things over there, they're not expensive, but they're really, really fashionable. There's so many things that are just like really out there and unique. And man, I just love it, honestly. Like the clothes, the accessories, the makeup, the aesthetics of the things, like the outfits that you can create. It just became an art form when I lived there. I was like, okay, let's put this and this and this together and let me get one of these and dress it up. Like I'm just looking good, you know. I loved it so much, and I feel like that is one of the best things about Korea, is just the clothes that you can buy for such a good price. I mean, is it ethical? Probably not, but you know, they're all made in Korea, so you're supporting the economy. So is it economical? Yeah, Am I exploiting people through these purchases? Yeah, however, most of them were made in Korea. So it's not like they're being like shipped out to, you know, it's not like H&M where they ship things out to like India or wherever, like some third world country, and, you know, get them shipped back. So we're saving on fuel for the garments. You know, that's one eco-friendly point, I guess. Whatever, anyways, it's nice and it's cheap. So, gotta keep buying it, sorry lads. The fourth thing that I miss is the 24-hour culture, okay? If you want something from the convenience store, if you get like a craving for something, like maybe you want like a little tuna gimbap or whatever at like 3 AM, I don't know why you would do eat tuna at 3 AM. Absolutely revolting, mate. Ugh. No, but seriously, if you want something any time of the day, if you even want to go out for a meal at 5 o'clock in the morning, I've done that before. There was one night that I stayed up in my boyfriend's apartment, deep cleaning his kitchen, okay? Because, I'm sorry Junho, but that was, the man don't know how to clean for shit, honestly. I fulfilled my stereotypical role as a woman and did it for him. Now, I'm just kidding, it was fun. I like scrubbing dirt off shit and, well, not shit, literally, but like, you know, the kitchen counter. Scrubbing dirt off the kitchen counter is what I'm saying. And the tiles on the back, you know, like the backsplash from the shit. This is sounding worse and worse, isn't it? The backsplash from the food, I mean, you know, cleaning that all down and everything. And let me tell you, it got to about 5 AM, I was exhausted, I was hungry, and we were like, do you know what, let's go out for food. So we literally went over the road to the Gimbap Jonguk, which is open 24 hours, and we sat in there, we had a lovely meal of gimbap and ramen, and maybe mandu, I can't really remember. But it was so good, just being able to go out and get a full meal cooked for you at whatever time of day. You can't complain. You can go out and buy absolutely anything you need to at any time of day. It is instant. Everything there is so instant and it is wonderful. Okay, thing I missed number 5, the cafes. Oh my god, man, the cafes. When I lived in Korea for 1 year, bearing in mind I was there for 1 year, alright? I went to over 100 different cafes. Bear that in mind, over 100 different cafes. I mean, fair enough, a couple of them were outside of Seoul, but the majority of them were just me going about my day-to-day life and just popping into a new cafe somewhere in Seoul and trying it out. They're not difficult to get to, they're not difficult to find. I'm going to stick up a few pictures of them somewhere on here so that you can see what some of these cafes look like, because let me tell you, they're not even just like, you know, different costas or whatever like you have here. They are literally beautiful aesthetic places that you can go for like a full-blown photo shoot. This one here was taken in a cafe. You know, I had a full-blown photo shoot that day in a cafe. This one too, if I can find one there that matches. There's been plenty of times that I've had full-blown photo shoots with my boyfriend just in a cafe. It's been great. He brings his camera, I bring the fashion, and he just takes loads of pictures of me in a beautiful cafe and we have a great time. I really miss being like an unprofessional model over there, I have to tell you. But yeah, when I go back, I'm aiming to do that again. I think it'd be really fun. But yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to doing when I go back. Photo shoots and cafes, because they're bloody beautiful. Thing I miss number 6. I'm gonna have to stop doing this with my hands now, I'm getting to the big numbers. Ooh, can't count. I really miss the nature and the scenery. And before you start thinking like, Emily, were you not living in the middle of the city? Yes. But the beauty of that is that you can go literally from the high-rise, super tall buildings in like Myeongdong or wherever, first place I thought of that has really tall buildings, but like somewhere with super, super tall buildings that you just like skyscrapers, looking up at them in the middle of the city, or even at the top of a skyscraper. There was this one cafe that I went to called Coffee and Cigarettes, and you sit in like, it's on like the 30-something floor, and you can sit next to the window and just look out across the whole city, and it is beautiful. Let me tell you, it is beautiful. It's a cafe that I really enjoy going to, even though it's not that aesthetic. It's one of the few places in Korea that actually has a carpet. Fun fact. Yeah, I love it there. So you can go for places like that in the middle of the city and then just step right into like a palace or a Hanok village, and immediately you're just like submerged in all this history and such a historical setting, and everything around you is like, it just looks ancient, you know, beautiful but ancient. And then you can get on the train for 20 minutes and end up in a forest somewhere, and you know, you walk around and there's just trees and greenery as far as the eye can see. And then, you know, the next minute you could travel for an hour somewhere else and you end up at a beach. It is mental the way that you can just go from one place to another to another. And yeah, sure, you can say that you can do that in England as well, but can you do it all mostly within the same city? Probably not. You know, there's so many different things to look at in Seoul that you're just kind of overwhelmed by the amount and the sheer diversity of the place. It is amazing. I love Korea so much. Like, not only Seoul, obviously that's applicable to places like Busan. They just have higher proportions of different things, you know. So Seoul has more, I assume Seoul has like more forests and, you know, cityscapes. Busan has far more mountains, as the name suggests, and beaches and things, oh, and cityscapes, obviously, things like that. But I'm just comparing the two cities that I've been most familiar with. Obviously, I've been other places as well, but I haven't explored them to the extent that I would be able to comment on what the kind of diversity is there. But the country as a whole has hugely amazing diversity. So even if you're more of a countryside person and you end up like stuck in Seoul for whatever reason, you can just go to like Seoul Forest and have a day out there, or Yangjae Citizens Forest, which is one of my personal favourites, and have a day out there, or Sky Park, because all these places are absolutely stunning. The seventh thing I miss about Korea is more of a personal one. For me, that was my free time. I went as an exchange student, and many exchange students had to continue their courses in Korea. They had to do, like, get a certain grade or whatever to pass that year as well. I didn't. I went because my course was Asia Pacific Studies with Korean language, and the whole point of my year abroad was the submersion, just living and getting the experience of being in Korea and exploring all the things that I wanted to do there at my own pace in my own time. I personally didn't take many language classes. I think I took like one, but it wasn't an intensive one, which led to me kind of falling behind in terms of my university in fourth year. But coronavirus came and solved all my exams for me anyway, so I mean, we're winning in some ways at least. So yeah, I really didn't have many classes. I kind of did the bare minimum and just enjoyed living life, just vibing, you know, going to cafes, chilling, taking pictures, chatting, messed about on Instagram. I was just having a good old time, and I wish I could do that again. It would be my dream to be, well, kind of just like this, to be a YouTuber based in Korea so that I can have a visa and just enjoy the life that I was living there, but, you know, obviously with a camera with me. It would be no different, literally. So I'm gonna work on that. Support me, please, if you can, by subscribing and liking this video, and leaving a comment if you can. If you can think of anything to talk about, I might as well just throw that in here, because you know what? That would just be a dream come true for me. I do not want to get stuck in the 9-to-5 grind, because that is the life that I was living. That is the standard that I now hold my life to. I'm like, that is what I want my life to be. For me, it was just like a year-long holiday. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty amazing. I had so much free time then that I'm just never gonna have again in my whole life, to be honest with you. And you know what? I loved every second of it, and I would kill to be able to do that again. That would just be brilliant if my life could turn out like that, honestly. Okay, so enough getting emotional. We're moving on to thing number 8. I know I said I'd stop doing this with my hands. Thing 8, and that is, wait, what is that? Transport. It is so cheap to get transport in Korea compared to England, where I'm from, and you could pay like 20 quid for a train ticket, or £5 on the bus from where I live to Leeds city centre and back. Do you mind? In Korea, you can literally get somewhere for about, what, less than a quid. You can literally get on the bus or on the train, the underground even, and just be in like a whole other part of the city. You can get like trains across the country as well. They are quite expensive, in fact very expensive. But honest to God, it is so cheap to be able to make your way around and explore so many different places in the capital city. I lived there for a year and I didn't explore it all. I never got to go to every single train station. Yeah, if I ever did get to be a YouTuber in Korea, I think I would love to explore loads of different places that just aren't commonly shown in like YouTube videos about Seoul and things like that. I think that'd be really fun. The 9th thing, got there eventually, the 9th thing that I miss about Korea is Daiso, okay? Like, Daiso just has absolutely everything. It is so convenient and it is so cheap. It's like the pound shop, right? But if the pound shop, right, this is for all my British viewers, if the pound shop and Paper Chase had a baby, you know, it's got the prices. Oh, and kind of like what's the other one called? Flying Tiger? Is that what it's called? things are like extremely cheap, but also extremely aesthetic. That's why I thought like the Pound Shop and Paper Chase having a baby, because the combination, like it has just got such a perfect balance between decent quality and things you actually want to buy, and like aesthetic things and things that you need. Just like the goodness of it for the extremely good value that things are priced at. Like you can go into Daiso and get something really good and really good quality and pay literally pennies for it. You can't do that in England. Sure, you can go to the Pound Shop and get something cheap, but is it of exceptional quality? I don't think so. I don't think, can you see this eyeliner right here? This pretty little wing? It's kind of running out at the minute, so forgive it. But this has been absolutely insanely good quality, okay? 3001 in Daiso. I'm telling you, that is like £1.70. And I've been using it for like nearly a year. Probably shouldn't be doing that, that's kind of gross. And that's just my infection waiting to happen. But honest to God, it has performed so well for like literally, what, £1.70? You can't make this stuff up, you know? I have notebooks, pens, like they sell cutlery. They sell plates and things like that. And they're absolutely gorgeous. And I cannot wait to move back to Korea, get my own house and like furnish it with everything from Daiso. Like all my plates are going to be from Daiso, all my cups are going to be from Daiso. I mean, some of them are going to be what my boyfriend already owned because I'll likely be living with him. But apart from that, I'm going to have the most aesthetic things I can find for my Instagram and just be like, yes, look at this bougie plate. I look expensive and rich, but really it was £3 from Daiso. You know what I mean? Oh, insane. And finally, thing number 10. See, I can do that one. That's easy. Thing number 10. This is another personal one, and it is living in the city. I currently live kind of like, what would you call it? Suburbs, rural area, I don't really know. Kind of in the middle of nowhere. Not in the middle of nowhere, obviously. We're like neighbouring to a small village or whatever. Yeah, I kind of live like, not really, I would say not really anywhere at the minute, but like not in a city, you know? And for me, living in the city, in a country that is so safe, was just amazing. Because you can literally get to anything in minutes. You can go out and go literally like on the bus for 5 minutes and you're at an absolutely stunning cafe. Everything is so close by and you don't really need to travel that far for it if you don't need to or if you don't want to. Where I lived last time, it was like, what, 20 minutes on the bus to Myeongdong, which is like a huge... in fact, no, I think it was less than that because I could just through the tunnel. No, it was actually, yeah, no, maybe like 10 minutes, including walking from my house to the bus stop. 5 minutes straight into Myeongdong. And that is extremely good when you think about it, because I lived in Haebangchon, if you know it, if you know anything about Korea. Yeah, I lived in there. It's just next to Itaewon. It is good. And I literally, like 10 minutes on the bus, you're in Myeongdong, and that is like where all the big shops are. You can literally go shopping there all day, go out for food, you can go out for, it's like the shopping centre of Seoul, you know. You can also go shopping in Hongdae and Gangnam, but they're very famous for other things as well. Like Gangnam is famous for like bars, restaurants, cafes, things like that, I think, and like being more bougie. Hongdae is good for like restaurants and nightlife and like different kinds of fashion than what you would really find in Myeongdong. It depends what you're looking for as to where you go, but even then it was like, what, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to Hongdae. It's not that difficult. You can get there in a breath, you know? For me right now, the closest city to me is, well, the closest city I enjoy going to, not Bradford. Bradford's like 20 minutes away, Leeds is 20 minutes by train, or an hour by bus. That's like, dude, literally what? You know, you can, it's so hard to comprehend when I've just gone from living in the middle of such a big city with everything like so nearby. I guess it's the same in London, but going back to like 0.8 transport, can you do it for as cheaply as you can in Seoul to move around London that fast and that much? Probably not. No, it's probably going to cost you quite a bit. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I just love living in the city. Like the views from different places, the amount that there was to explore and get out of the city, it was just phenomenal. I loved it so much. And so those were my 10 things that I miss about Korea and living there. And I hope you'll all stay tuned for when I go back and for when I revisit all of these different things, because that's happening. I don't know when yet. Still no promised plans, but it's my only plan in life at the moment to move back there. So it's gonna happen one way or another. I've just got to get through my courses and all that first. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video and want more content about Korea, or just more content about me, you know, if you're a fan of me and the way that I talk and the way that I am, you know, if you love me as much as I do, not possible, subscribe and come back for all that good stuff about Korea soon-ish, maybe, I don't know. And I'll see you then. Come back for that. Stay tuned. Subscribe, it's down there. And leave a little like if you agree with these. If you've ever been to Korea, let me know what your favourite thing was down in the comments. And if there's anything else you want to ask about any of the points that I mentioned, let me know that too. And I shall have a little conversation with y'all. And then yeah, I do have a few other videos about Korea and Korean things. If you want to go and check those out on my profile, go do it. Or don't, you know. I'm not a dictator, I can't control what you do. It's whatever you want to do. If you want to go and see them, you will. For now, I've been Emily May, and I hope you all have a really nice day. I couldn't think of another word. But yeah, have a good one. See you later. Bye.